Rabbi, welcome to the show. This is a sort of a first because normally there'd be a book here that we would be discussing or a film, but this time it's a little different. I was able to attend one of your services by a friend who invited me, and this is a show that was about a website. Yeah. And it's about the writings on that website, and whether it becomes a book later on or something, it might, but that's what we're going to discuss, a website. So when you say surrender, what is that, and explain it in the way you do in Religion Outside the Box.
It's just taking some time off to breathe. Right before eating or drinking, just to take a moment, just taking a moment to realize how blessed we are, how crazy life is, to just take a moment, a little bit of perspective. Otherwise, it's that rat race. I'd say also with Religion Outside the Box, I don't care if you take your day off Friday night to Saturday night, if you do it Sunday morning. I myself, ritually, every Tuesday, take time off to do artwork. I figure it's more important to God than that I'm saying rote Hebrew prayers, that I'm taking some time off being creative, making something. Creativity, I think, is so close to godliness. Art is so close to godliness. And religion, when it's done right, I think it's all pointing to that same undefinable, unencapsulable. That's why it's religion outside the box. Religion's a path towards godliness. If you can find a path through playing the guitar or painting or hiking, go take a hike, or go paint. Do what works for you.
Real religion is for adults.
Yeah.
It is not necessarily for children.
Yeah.
Explain why you've come to that situation.
Children don't need religion. Religion's about freeing ourselves from ourselves. Little kids don't have enough of a sense of self, right? They're free already. You and I get confused. We need religion. Little kids don't need to be freed from the suffering of life. They're fine. Thank God most children don't have the problems, the surs, the baggage that we do. As adults, we need religion to help free us. That's what religion's really about, freeing us.
You say in one of your blogs that even, I'll use your words because I don't want to take a chance and say any of this. I worry about being teased for my beliefs and about having less faith tomorrow than I have today. My faith isn't always steadfast, but hey, that's the nature of faith.
Yeah. I grew up really rational. I grew up on the Upper West Side of New York City. I was president of the math club and went to computer camp. I've got a logical, to believe in God, to have this notion that God might even be involved in my life. Well, I must be somewhat crazy to think that. Nobody in my family ever said religion was the opiate of the masses, but it was definitely the undertone. So I feel a little weird being here talking to you with everybody listening to hear me say, yeah, I kind of sort of believe in God. I'm afraid that they might think I'm a weird eccentric.
In prayer, we oftentimes are asking something of God. You say that we must get this notion of praying and asking out of our heads.
Well, those are great prayers. There are three different kinds of prayers. There's petition prayer, there's praise prayer, and there's presence prayer. Petition prayer, that's the one we all know about. God, please make sure I don't say anything stupid while I'm on this show. That's a petition prayer. There's praise prayer. God, yeah, you rock. That's a praise prayer. Anytime we're thankful, that's a gratitude list is praise. And then there's presence. When you're on the phone and you're leaving a voicemail or a message for somebody and you just find yourself and you're still talking and you're talking and you don't really know what you're talking about anymore and you kind of come to and you're still talking, that's being present. That's what I think God really wants for a prayer, is just for us to be in an open, honest dialogue, not censoring ourselves, just being with God, having a relatedness, a relationship with God. I think that's what real prayer is. Yeah, struggle with God.
Says that is the nature of it. It's okay to struggle with that thought constantly.
Absolutely. That's they say that the word Israel literally means Yisrael, struggles with God. And I think that's perfect. It's not struggled with God that you've defeated God. It's not will struggle with God. It's struggles with God. That's what it means to be a person of Israel, to be Arab, to be Christian, to be Jewish, is to be a child of Israel, to be a child of the struggle with God. I think we all struggle with God. I think it's part of the relationship. To have a relationship with God is to fight with God, to try to understand God, to have a real adult relationship involves sometimes a little bit of struggling, a little bit of name calling sometimes. That's all right with me.
Gratitude is, when you were talking about the prayers, I think as I got older, when I was able to put the gratefulness in the forefront of my consciousness, that in itself was a tremendous, I felt a certain energy about that.
So let me give you a thought. You know you want to have more gratitude in your life. The question then is how? I mean, I know I want to do it, but it's one thing to know it, another thing to do it. Here's some real simple, practical things to do. You have a cell phone. You know, you can put a little message, what your name is. That put in, be grateful. Just so that when you look at your phone, you go, oh yeah, be grateful. Put a little note maybe on your mirror, on your rear view mirror. It says gratitude on it. Or inside your wallet, put a little note. It says, what are 3 things I'm grateful for? Here's another one of my favorites where gratitude's great. Every time you eat something larger than the bulk of an egg, it's a good rabbinic measurement, the bulk of an egg. Anytime you eat something larger than the bulk of an egg, see if you can't think of 3 things you're grateful for.